So during that whole trash taste thing with Hasan the other week, that whole controversy, a lot of people were saying that they can't believe Hasan hasn't been banned yet over things that he has said on his own stream, and pointing out to how Hasan hasn't been banned as another example of how biased Twitch can be for certain people. And to be fair, this sentiment is one that people have had for quite a long time regarding Hasan and Twitch. Crazy thing happened though today, just a few hours ago. Twitch actually did ban Hasan. Of course, this does just seem to be a temporary ban. People speculating that it'll probably be for like a week or so. The general consensus seems to be that the ban has occurred over comments he made about Senator Rick Scott. For example, we can see in this exchange a user saying, very likely over his remark about Rick Scott, lean into incitement of violence. Someone asks, what was the remark? And then we can see the full quote right here in the highlighted area on the bottom tweet. Hasan issuing this statement, which in part reads, big shout out to the right-wing free speech lovers who took time out of their day screaming about DEI and immigrants to cry about this. We can see some people defending Hasan, for example, this comment that reads, that whole thing is so lame at this point. Love how instead of banning real problematic people, they focus their efforts on people like you. However, other comments mock Hasan, for example, this one that reads, Twitch banned you, LMAO. Twitch owners are not right-wing free speech lovers. On top of that, we've actually got an update on the whole Trash Taste thing too. Connor from Trash Taste issuing a quite long-winded statement about the whole thing, including that they're probably never going to have Hasan back on their show, and the comments are filled with duality. For example, this is the top comment, and you'll see the first two responses already have some disagreements, and then I'll play a portion of the clip as mentioned. So we've got this comment that says, sorry Connor, but this ain't it. You guys all playing like you didn't know what Hasan was after already having him on your podcast once is kind of a big yikes. I hope this is a lesson for y'all to maybe stop pretending politics is easily ignored when it is literally the driving force behind every aspect of everyone's lives, dictating everything in it. It's the entire reason you are allowed to move away from your home countries and live in another country. Someone somewhere at some point in time fought for that right you have now. And then we can see, as mentioned, duality in the immediate responses. For example, this one saying very true. But the next one reading, it wasn't even over politics, it was also about platforming someone who says horrible stuff that normal people are just appalled by.
So I think, first of all, I think from our podcast perspective and from our perspective, if it is fair to say that if we don't engage in politics publicly, because it's just a mess, none of us live in the US, none of us are in any of these kind of intense political situations, I think it is also fair to say that, yeah, why would we bring someone political on? Which I think is a very fair and extremely, a very fair criticism of us to do, which I agree with. Second of all, the thing that was also very frustrating is that no matter what people were saying, there was a lot of brigading on a lot of sides, and I think that two things can be true at once. There were Trash Taste fans who were unhappy, and there also was brigading happening, which is also very frustrating to deal with, because then it's like, okay, now we can't actually listen to any criticism on the episode because both sides are jumping in, right? And I even told Hasan, I was like, hey man, can you not? Like, it's bad enough that one side is doing this. Please don't bring up the episode and be like, hey, send people. I was like, just be above this. Don't do this.
He is, of course, referring to how Hasan had brigaded, asked his community to, brigade the comment section or something. You know what? I'll just play that clip again. It'll make things easier.
Too bad. I get irritated from just seeing his face. The guy has said so many profoundly idiotic things that I honestly cannot listen to a word from him. The brigade is on, folks. Get in and actively counter the brigade.
This was also, of course, comedic because it was like Hasan couldn't fathom that there are people who genuinely don't like him, who are Trash Taste viewers. It's like, oh no, if any Trash Taste viewers dislike Hasan, this has to be disingenuous. It's got to be some kind of brigade or something. And there were also people in his chat saying that all the hate was just bots and, stuff like that.
If people who have very extreme beliefs want to go crazy, I can't stop them. They can do whatever they want. But you hope that at least, another side wouldn't do that as well. So I told him, I was like, hey, please don't do that. And he was like, yeah, man, okay, my bad. But I think as well, I told Hasan as well, I was like, hey, look, the show is not political. We don't want to deal with politics. you know, we're most likely not going to have you on again.
So yeah, those are the brief updates, and I'll link Connor's full video in the description. Once again, it's like 17 minutes long, so consider checking out his full take if you'd like, as the portion I played certainly doesn't reflect everything he said. And let me know what you think about this stuff in the comments. If you enjoyed the coverage, please consider liking and or subscribing. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you in the next one.